will probably watch this a little later than intended because I'm having some trouble with my laptop. But nonetheless, I thought I would continue doing this video blogging thing. So New Orleans was wonderful, but it was the first place that I went to that I was like, oh my god, I'm all alone and I don't really know what I'm doing and I'm not this independent, and like kind of had like freaked out when I got there because I didn't really have a set destination and I wasn't meeting up with anyone, and I just drove right down Bourbon Street where like everyone was drinking and walking into the street, and it's so narrow and it's pretty, but I was like very overwhelmed. And I called my friend from school's sister who's working down there to see if she could save me, and I literally met this poor girl once and she was just hanging out at home, and she ended up meeting me like an hour and a half later. We walked around, she explained you know, some tourist relevant facts that I would find interesting, and then we went to get po' boys, which were so good. Catfish po' boy, and now the name comes from poor boy because they used to be poor boy sandwiches. They were really cheap, and on this like special New Orleans French bread, which is not like any other French bread I've ever had. But oh my god, so good. And probably by the time I got it, I was pretty hungry. And then I tried a local beer, and we just sat and we talked, hung out. The next day, I literally did everything. I went to the Garden District, I went to Magazine Street, I went to the lower 9th Ward, which is one of the areas that got hit hardest by Hurricane Katrina. And that was humbling, to at least. It's 5 years later, and it's really just disappointing how bad some of the buildings and areas still are. I don't know, I have mixed feelings about like tours. There are these historically relevant tours that just go through the entire disaster, and they bring you there on a bus and you get off. I guess, I don't know if you get out and walk around, but either way, I don't know, it feels wrong because it makes it out to be kind of like a spectacle. I mean, I think awareness is important, and having compassion, you know, is completely necessary and should be a part of like the entire experience. But to go in, feel sad, and then leave and not do anything about it, I don't know. So that's just my 2 cents. And then I went back to the French Quarter, went to Frenchmen Street, looked at the jazz clubs again. I went through the art galleries. I ended up getting lunch, and I was going to try an authentic dish, but I stumbled upon this place that had these wonderful sounding salads, and I, you know, have been eating local food quite a bit, and or eating my snacks, and greens do not fall into either of those categories. I mean, unless I was sucking down amazing grass like it's nobody's business, which I haven't been. So I got a salad, and it was so good. And then I got like a sweet tea and vodka. They gave me a to-go cup so I could walk through the streets with it, which is just funny. And I sat by the river, I was reading, I got this like great book. It's actually like this food writer's experience with New Orleans. She lives there now, but I guess the chapters are divided by the dishes. What's so amazing about it is that they really did have like multiple hardcore influences, and it's just developed this very unique culture and this vibrant energy. And I think maybe what I didn't love about it was only just that I was experiencing it alone. It's again the first place that I really wanted to be with a group of people.